When we pray, we must pray with faith. How many times have you prayed to God and doubted that He would answer your prayer? As Christians, we should never doubt. James says, "But let him ask in faith with no doubting, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea driven and tossed by the wind. For let not the man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord." James 1 verse 6. So we need to realize that God answers our prayers. After Jesus taught His disciples to pray, He illustrates how they must be persistent when they pray with faith in Luke 11 verse number 5. And He said to them, "Which of you shall have a friend and go to him at midnight and say to him, 'Friend, lend me 3 loaves, for a friend of mine has come to me on his journey, and I have nothing to set before him.' And he will answer from within and say, 'Do not trouble me. The door is now shut, and my children are with me in bed. I cannot rise and give to you.' I say to you, though, he will not rise and give to him because he is his friend. Yet because of his persistence, he will rise and give him as many as he needs. So I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened." Not only does this parable show that we must pray in faith, it also shows that we must be persistent. So God does answer our prayers, but He will answer it in the way that is best for us. He might answer a prayer with a yes, a no, or maybe later. Paul gives us a great example of God saying no to a prayer in 2 Corinthians 12, verse 7. "And lest I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure. Concerning this thing I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And He said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me.'" Paul's prayer was answered with a no because God's grace was sufficient. It's important that we learn to accept God's answer and trust in His decision, as Jesus did in the Garden of Gethsemane, Matthew 26, verse 39. He went a little farther and fell on His face and prayed, saying, "O my Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." Notice Jesus prayed for the cup to pass, but He left it up to God's will and not His own. Many people today try to take matters into their own hands instead of accepting God's answer. However, Christians must learn to pray with faith and accept God's answers.